Do you ever feel like your inner world is just a total storm of reactions? Well, today we are going to dive into this really powerful blueprint called the Seeker's Engine. Think of it as a practical framework for upgrading your whole mental operating system. We're talking about shifting from that reactive mindset to a proactive, learning-focused one. All right, let's get right into it. I mean, we've all been there, right? You get a critical comment from your boss. A project just totally flops. You have one of those tough conversations, and wow, why does it sting so much? Why does it feel like a personal attack? Well, it turns out the answer isn't really about the event itself. It's all about the mental lens we're looking through when it happens. So this brings us to these two core mindsets that pretty much define our entire emotional reality. We have the victim and we have the seeker. And as you're about to see, your whole worldview, and I mean your inner peace too, it all hinges on which one of these you're operating from at any given moment.
And this just lays it out so clearly, doesn't it? I mean, look at the difference in that internal dialogue. The victim mindset is always asking, why is this happening to me? It literally turns every single setback into this personal wound that takes forever to heal. But the seeker asks a completely different question. What is this here to teach me? And boom, just like that, it reframes the exact same challenge into a lesson. That doesn't just speed up your recovery, it actually helps you grow wiser.
Okay, so let's be super clear about this. The victim mindset, it's like a prison of reactivity. It's that feeling that life is happening to you, not for you. And this way of seeing things, it just traps you in this vicious cycle of resentment, anxiety, and all this emotional chaos that feels absolutely impossible to break out of.
And this is our destination. The seeker mindset. It's this empowering, totally deliberate shift to an attitude of continuous learning. Imagine a world where challenges aren't attacks anymore. They're just opportunities in disguise. Now that is the path to building true, unshakable resilience and some real, lasting inner peace. Okay, so how do we actually build this seeker mindset? Well, the source material gives us this fantastic metaphor, a 4-cylinder mental engine. And these are the core tools that are going to power our transformation from victim to seeker. So, come on, let's pop the hood and see what's inside. All right, so our engine has 4 key parts. First up, discernment. This is so crucial. It's the ability to spot your old, those knee-jerk reactive habits and consciously choose a wiser path instead. Then, number 2 is dispassion, or vairagya. This is a really powerful idea about just letting go of all that mental junk and detaching from chaotic outcomes. The last 2 cylinders are kind of the deeper drivers, the 6 treasures, which are these foundational inner strengths like self-control, and a burning desire for awakening, that deep, undeniable motivation that just keeps you going. But for right now, let's just focus on how we get this engine started in the first place. So every engine needs fuel, right? And for our mental engine, that fuel is a simple, foundational, daily practice. And listen, this is not about sitting for hours in meditation or anything like that. It's about a consistent, disciplined action that builds a really strong mental and emotional foundation, just one day at a time.
Now, this quote from the source material is absolutely key, but it might sound a little strange at first. It does not bring any result. What does that even mean? Well, the wisdom here is so profound. It means you don't do the practice trying to get a specific outcome. You just do the practice. You show up. And the results, all those positive changes, they just follow naturally. So the real takeaway here? Consistency is absolutely everything.
So, what does this practice actually look like day to day? It's all centered around something called the Mangala Charan mantra. And don't let the name intimidate you. It's basically just a short, sacred phrase that you repeat. You do it twice a day, once when you wake up and once before you go to sleep. And each session is super brief. We're talking just 5 to 10 minutes. The process couldn't be simpler. You repeat it, you actually listen to yourself saying it, and you just kind of reflect on what it means. And the immediate goal? To intentionally shift your mind from that state of chaos to a state of calm.
I mean, just stop and think about that for a second. We're talking about 5 to 10 minutes twice a day. That is such a tiny investment of your time for what is a massive, massive return. The power to fundamentally reset your entire mindset and totally transform how you experience every single day.
Ugh, this analogy is just perfect. This practice is literally like putting your mind on airplane mode. Think about it. First thing in the morning, before that flood of emails, notifications, and all the anxieties of the day can rush in, you just disconnect. You give your internal system a chance to boot up cleanly. This lets you start your day with intention instead of just reacting to everything.
Okay,
So how do we actually know if our mental engine is running smoothly? I mean, how can you be sure this stuff is actually working? Well, the key is to move beyond just hoping you feel better and to start actually tracking your progress. We're talking about turning those subjective feelings into objective facts. Let's take a look at how.
Okay, I absolutely love this idea. Thinking of it as daily A/B testing for your own mind, that just reframes the whole process in such a modern, logical way. At the end of each day, you just ask yourself a few simple questions. What worked today? What didn't? How can I tweak things a little for tomorrow? It becomes this constant, iterative process of just getting better and better.
And this is where it gets really powerful. You create a kind of mental Excel sheet. You literally just list your negative emotional states, anxiety, anger, whatever they are for you. And you track how often they pop up. The goal here, as you can see, isn't just to feel less anxious, it's to see the hard data, to actually watch those numbers go down over time. And that makes your progress real. It's undeniable.
So what's the ultimate goal of all this tracking? It's incredibly ambitious, but it's also really simple. It's not just about reducing these negative states. The goal is to make anxiety, reaction, and stress not applicable in your life. Seriously, to make them so foreign to your system that they just have no place to exist. And you can see, this daily practice in self-analysis, it's not just about feeling a little bit better day to day. This is the start of a much more profound journey. It's a journey that unlocks a fundamentally different way of being in the world. This journey really unfolds in a few stages. So in stage 1, you use the practice to just become aware of your patterns and build that solid foundation of calm. That then prepares your mind for stage 2, where you can start to absorb deeper wisdom. And that leads you to stages 3 and 4, where the goal shifts from just learning about peace to directly experiencing your true peaceful self. So the big takeaway is this: you can actually reach a state of being where stress isn't something you just manage or cope with. It's fundamentally incompatible with who you are. The source material puts it so beautifully. Your true self and stress just cannot occupy the same space. So this whole practice, it's about choosing, day by day, which one of those you want to live in.
So I'm going to leave you with this one question to really think about. Right now, in this moment, when you're not actively trying, what is your mind's default mode? Is it the victim or is it the seeker? Because just knowing where you stand, that's the first and honestly the most powerful step you can take to get in the driver's seat of your own inner world.